Hey, it's Todd Ault. What episode is this?
97.
97. As we tick closer every day to the 100th episode. For those of you on the radio, welcome to KEIB, Los Angeles, Orange County, 1150 a.m. And on the Patriot Network on the iHeartRadio app, we welcome you. It is Friday here, but it's Father's Day if you're listening to us on the radio. Happy Sunday. Happy Father's Day. I am the father of 4 kids that I legitimately know of and talk to on a regular basis. That was a joke, by the way. Yeah. Marshall, welcome.
Happy Father's Day to everyone listening.
Jason, what's up, my man?
Glad to be here. It doesn't seem like it's been the same week. You know, it's been a long week. A lot of stuff that went on. Glad to be here.
We had the IPO of Alzamend on Tuesday morning. That was successful. Went public at 5, opened at 29, traded to 33.50. ALZN, 2 development drugs, preclinical, hopefully going into patients this year. ALZN is now trading, which is great. Congratulations to people at Alzamend Neuro, and the founder, myself. I'm very excited this happened. 6 years in the making. Skyla, what's up?
Oh, I'm happy it's Friday. Excited for the weekend. It's going to be good.
Yeah, I am incredibly happy. A special happy birthday to David Buskson, my friend, one of the presidents of Markham, known him a long time, 20-plus years. It is his birthday today. Marshall and I will be headed to Miami tomorrow. So will Skyla. We're going to be headed down to a conference. It's called Rich Speaks.
It's called Rich Speak.
With Richie Dolan.
Yes.
That will be fun. He is a mesmerizing guy, by the way. Can we go back to the top real quick? So I can see that. Thank you so much. All right. Obviously, this is a show about risk. Those of you who are joining us on the radio for the first time, Risk On is about risk, things you do with your financial life, your personal life, your ability to drive a car fast and live through it, take risk and hopefully make money at the same time. It's not just about money, but, you know, what is, right? Marshall, what's on your mind today?
I got a lot on my mind, you know, all the time. I could go forever. I wanted to just
Rod Wilson.
I want to shout out Rod Wilson. You read
I was
my
reading your mind, man.
Yeah, man.
Like he said hi a couple times there.
Yeah, it's a good dude.
In-N-Out Trader bought some ENVB on the dip today. They're acquiring Magic Med. Deal closes soon. Don't know that deal.
In-N-Out Trader is here. I just saw he
Come
followed
on,
me on
man.
Instagram.
Look at that. That's what he says. Come on, Gan. Get your money right.
Get your money right, man.
Richard Ritter, Jake from State Farm. Just kidding. Risk On. Richard Ritter is always on here. We appreciate him.
Awesome,
JB
Pennsylvania,
Ballin,
right?
JB
is
Ballin's
JB Ballin in the house?
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
usually in the
Oh,
house.
sweet. Welcome, guys. Good to see you again.
It's a good Sunday, man. I mean, it's a good Friday.
Get your daddy right.
No, I'll tell you that it was a long week. I want you to know this feels like the longest week, and we're ending on a note where market's kind of a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Pretty ugly.
Yeah.
We got some sales and entrepreneurship stuff later in the show with Marshall Wilkinson. Big business with Todd Ault. That'll be fun. We're going to cover the markets today, which ended, like I said, on a pretty ugly note. I was really perplexed yesterday with how commodities worked, and I'm still perplexed to this moment with where we're trading and how things are at this long, massive week, kind of in the heat wave of the summer. And, you know, as Jason and I have been talking about before Marshall joined us on a regular basis, we were really concerned that there would be this sort of unwavering kind of not knowing direction. You've had these rallies, but the market's kind of hanging there. You had individual stocks popping, but they were kind of lower tier stocks. You had some Ramin back to the FANG stocks, and then yesterday commodities got hit. I mean, I'm all confused, man. Someone's going to have to straighten me out. I need the macro today from Marshall.
Let's roll.
Hey, don't forget on Wednesday, the 23rd, it'll be our 100th episode. Stay tuned. We're going to tell you all about what we're doing there towards the end of the show. Stick around for, you're doing something, right? On some negotiation?
Yeah, we're going to do some handling objections.
Love it. Love this stuff.
get
I
into
love
it.
listening to you, man.
Oh, thanks, man. I think it'll be good for the guys watching.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not really interested.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
I understand.
Yeah, you are.
I understand.
Handling objections.
And I agree.
We got real estate deals pending for sure. But I would say we should get to the market because it was bloody. And Jason, why don't you take it away?
You know, just because I'm not interested doesn't mean that's not a level of interest.
Exactly. So you know where I'm going.
One of those things that happens that you can overcome, Marshall,
I
will
love it,
lead you
baby.
to
I
the
love-
promised
I
land for
love it.
sure.
Awesome.
Hey, listen, man. So I want to talk about the markets here. It looks like they closed on the low of the day. The Dow was down 533 points. Nick, why don't you pull up my screen real quick? We're going to flash these numbers because they're so big. The Dow down 533, 33,290. The NASDAQ down 131, call it, 14,030. And the S&P down a whopping 55 points.
Hey, this is the worst week for the Dow since October, by
Thank
the
you,
way.
Nick. Yes, for
The
sure.
worst week.
Yep, absolutely. Matter of fact, it's a horrible week for commodities also. Copper took a bloodbath. They had their worst week. Copper, the commodity, was $4.15 a pound, down 3 pennies today. Gold getting just annihilated, $17.70. Another loss, $4.15. As the dollar continues to be strong, I don't have to agree with it, but it is what it is. And silver was up 7 cents today, $25.93. Oil actually up 67 cents to $71.70. I wanted to talk about crypto because we're looking at some key numbers here to hold. Bitcoin 35,400, Ethereum 2161. Psychological numbers, obviously Bitcoin 35,000 is a psychological number. Wouldn't you agree with that, Marshall?
Yeah, I would.
Okay, and then Ethereum obviously 2161. I would say the 2000 number there, if that becomes to get in play, will a lot of buyers step in? I say yes.
Yeah, I think it's the lower portion of the band.
Yes.
No question about it. But how resilient has it been?
Oh, absolutely. You've got a lot of concern about the dollar. The U.S. dollar considered to be, obviously the global reserve currency, the petrodollar, not backed by anything other than our military. That's my opinion. But if you look at it, you'll probably agree with me. If somebody in the chat wants to give me another scenario that the U.S. dollar is backed by the full faith of our government, okay, I guess you could say that. I mean, if you have faith in our government, maybe I'm a little bit bearish on that. But the military does stand in the way of anybody trying to mess with the dollar. But, however, cryptocurrency, you could make a case that it could mess with the dollar. Would you agree with that?
100%.
Okay.
The
So
disruptor.
that's why you've seen a lot of politicians speak out against cryptocurrency recently. Even some of my favorites, like Donald J. Trump, came out and said, hey, this could be competition to the dollar.
Yeah.
Now, I don't have to agree with everything that some politician, or in this case, a businessman turned quasi-politician says, but it is what it is, and certainly it is cause for concern. I apologize for that. Something went wrong technically, but it is cause for concern for the government because it is gathering more steam as far as more eyes and ears becoming aware of cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
Still less than 5% of the world actually knows about cryptocurrency, actually has invested in cryptocurrency. So, obviously it's not like the U.S. dollar that's popular all over the place. It's every country. They'll take the greenback. But hey, crypto's in its infancy stage. It's not like silver or gold, thousands of years old. So let's see what happens.
Can I just jump in and also
Yeah,
say
for
that,
sure.
When we talk about crypto and that ecosystem, the DeFi itself, I tell this to everybody. All of these other coins are venture capital bets. They're projects that are companies.
Sure.
So when I talk about crypto, when I think of crypto, I'm thinking about Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm not thinking about all these other coins.
Yeah, all these altcoins.
They're all venture capital bets. So if you buy these coins, you just consider yourself a venture capitalist. You're betting on a team, a management team. You're betting on a thesis and an idea of revenue.
Yep.
Bitcoin doesn't have that. It's completely independent. It's not run by a company, and so. I think when you see the altcoins and DeFi get smashed, Bitcoin gets lumped into it, but it's at 35,000. It's been in a band of between 30 and 40,000 this entire time.
Yeah.
And it moves $6,000 in a day. So that $10,000 band.
Yeah.
So I mean, in my opinion, it's just running flat, and that proves massive resilience when all other inflation hedge trades have fell off a cliff.
Absolutely. I mean, you see, obviously, gold couldn't even hold 1,800.
Yeah.
Silver flirted with $30 an ounce for some time. Now it's regressing back near 25. However, Bitcoin is still, 35,000 or better. Ethereum, obviously. Oh, and one other thing about the ratio that we like to talk about, the Ethereum to Bitcoin ratio, it's actually expanding in Bitcoin's favor right now, upwards
It
of
is.
15.5 to 1. At one time we looked at it, it was around 12 to 1.
Yeah, I know.
So we'll keep an eye on that.
Yep.
I think Mark Cuban getting smoked in Iron Coin, whatever it was, is not going to be. Well, let's just say that if you bring up my screen real quick, just real quickly here. So even in the volatile world of cryptocurrency, rare things go south as fast as the Titan coin token.
Titan, yeah.
Yeah.
$65, 11 a.m. today. It was a bunch of zeros. I don't even know how to say it. A bunch of zeros and a 4. 0.000000024.
Yeah.
What happened there? Do we know?
I don't know, but these are Vegas bets. I mean, I really hate that Bitcoin and Ethereum get lumped into crypto.
Yeah.
It's like they're totally different things. These coins are totally different than the store of value asset that Bitcoin is and Ethereum. Mm-hmm. Like, this is a joke. Who the heck would ever put money? This is worse than a penny stock.
Mark Cuban said he's calling for regulation because of the stable coin.
Yeah, I know.
He got wiped out.
Yeah,
right?
he got jammed up.
It wasn't really stable.
Dude, that's you gotta hit that.
What?
With
Which one?
I don't know.
know, one of
Something.
these.
Something. That was great.
Dude, I saw all over TV people saying Mark Cuban, the great billionaire, got smoked from $65 to not even a penny, but like millions of a degree of a penny.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
it's like 2,400 millionths of a penny. Something crazy
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
what it is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, but this is coming from a guy that will proudly accept Dogecoin for the Dallas Mavericks.
I mean,
seats.
what madness!
I don't
He
know.
could have taken all that money, put it in Bitcoin, preserved his wealth.
Hey, you know who I'm trying to get on the show?
Who?
You guys are going to be mesmerized. We know that someone new is joining our firm,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And we're trying to get on a friend of a friend, Tim Draper.
Wow.
2013.
Yes,
Remember Silk
yes.
Road?
Oh yeah.
He
Heck
bought all
yeah.
their Bitcoin for $100 a coin, $115.
You love Draper.
Tim Draper on Autonomous. Anyone?
I
Yes,
thought
please.
you were going to
Let's
say.
hope.
I was looking for Michael Saylor.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if Saylor would be too difficult to get on the show.
I think Saylor would do it.
He'd
Come on,
probably do it
man.
in a second.
Come
Yeah.
sail away out to Vegas. Let's go.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Come on,
Hey,
man.
Willie, if you're watching, man, Saylor and Tim Draper. But
Yeah.
Tim Draper, we have an in. We got his number, man.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah, whatever, right? So we diverged. We
The Sailor
diverged to crypto here. What section are we in right now? So I
We've
can
got
pull my head out a little bit.
3 minutes here. I mean, I wanted to make sure we covered our positions.
Oh,
Todd.
Marshall's talking DeFi coin.
Yeah.
Yeah, crypto is a bloodbath
We've
right
got.
now.
I've got tickers to talk about here.
Yeah, I gotta be. This sucks. I really hate this, but those in the audience, we're all see you three sitting together here at the table. We're all a little bit of subdued. The week was a great week for Alzaman going public, ALZN, which we're
Yeah.
excited about. But I am a little worried. I've been saying this for 2 months that there's just a weird amount of liquidity and people kind of trying to find their way, and we're in a little bit of a summer doldrums. You still got July and August to deal with.
Yeah.
I don't know. Does that get you worried at all?
I think I'm waiting for government intervention. I'm looking for government money. That's what I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for infrastructure bills.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting for something else to the shoe to drop on green initiative. Trust me, believe me. Like, the spark is always around the corner, and if we have a flying dollar, I think we're going to have higher markets.
It was a holiday today. Did it seem kind of coincidental that the Fed was not working today and the markets just kind of tanked? They weren't able to prop.
Was it a quad witching deal?
It was definitely Quadruple Witching Day. Which, do we have a clip for that? Do we know if there's I know I have a clip that Tyler queued up for me. Is there a clip for that, Mr. Producer?
It's a perfect storm. Quad witching, dollar ripping, right?
Uh-huh.
Commodities dumping.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
all power to the U.S. dollar.
all power to the U.S. dollar, man.
That's
Watch
where it
the
was.
dollar, man.
It looked like it was going to fail today, and then buyers just stepped in. I do want to mention
I wonder who those buyers were, by the way.
Foreign nations. Foreign nations for sure.
Interesting.
Buying dollars?
Yeah, for
Buying
sure.
dollars,
Absolutely.
dog. Because
Quadruple
they know-
witching. I do
Ratings.
have that queued up here as a actual definition from Investopedia. If you want to go to that, we've covered this before, but it's actually I think it occurs 4 times a year, and actually what it refers to is it's a Friday every 4 months, 3 months, where the stock index futures, the stock index options, the actual individual stock options, and also the individual single stock futures, they expire simultaneously, and stock option contracts and index option expire on the 3rd Friday of every month. But in this case, all 4 asset classes expire simultaneously on the 3rd Friday of March, June, September, and December. It leads to a bunch of volatility.
Yes.
However, in March, it was kind of a nothing burger. But given the fact that the Fed just met and we have all of these variables and everything coming together, and we have guidance and, what I consider guidance to be kind of fake in my opinion, but we have a lot of volatility today, and the market couldn't really regain any kind of momentum. We saw the overall macro markets just fall off pretty high. So.
Yeah. And that's all because of the dollar.
Hey, as we go into a position in section 2, we're going to talk about some of the positions we have. Let's go back. We'll look at AMC today. Everyone's favorite nothingness. The movie theater that's worth billions.
Favorite nothingness. I love that.
I don't know what to make of it.
It's all fairy dust.
Yeah,
man.
it's all fairy dust. AMC, the movie theater where people don't. Someone asked me to go to the movies the other day. I said, nah. Let's
Yeah,
stay
my
home.
mom and I went. It was actually crazy. It was the first time I've been to a movie in like a year and a half.
Did anyone go? Was there anyone else there?
There was a lot of people there. We wore our mask in there just because there was like so many people.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Was it a matinee?
No, it was a nighttime.
How
movie.
much was it? I'm just curious.
I don't know. My
You
mom
remember?
paid for it.
Gotcha.
Didn't-
They're not cheap.
No, they're not cheap anymore.
Probably
man.
cool.
Well, I mean, people watching the movies is important, and I think that would be worth $30 billion or $40 billion. I'm just kidding around. I'm not going to comment on AMC, but I would say to you that I did sell the AMC 70 calls expiring today. About a couple hours ago, they were trading. I sold them for $2. I bought them back for 14 cents. I could have let them expire worthless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I remain short a whopping 1,000 shares of AMC. I remain a target for the Reddit crowd. Just kidding, man. I got to be short AMC. I'm going to be short AMC until it's at $1.
It just makes sense.
I mean,
Sorry,
I got
guys.
that video queued up too.
It'll make dollars.
oh, the thesis video.
What's the thesis?
Yep.
Cue it up.
What do we
There
got
it
here?
is.
You want to run it or
Are you ready?
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's run
Run it.
Here it comes.
Okay.
You. Okay, those of you on the radio, we'll run a video in a second. We'll tell you all about it. How to stick to your thesis.
Okay.
I always tell people, when you buy something, know why you own it. And we may not always get it right, but we know generally why we own something. We know when we're speculating. We know when we're investing. We know when we're trying to take over a company with a 13D or want to influence management. We know what our thesis is.
Yep.
And that way you don't get wishy-washied out of the market. If you pay attention to the media, they only have to pick something every day to have a reason for everything. Someday there can just be no reason.
But they can be wrong too, and there's no monetary consequence.
That doesn't nothing cost to them. They're not trading.
Right,
These
exactly.
guys on CNBC are forbidden from trading. They're not allowed to own anything.
Right. So,
They got to be like in an ETF or something.
but that's the same thing with regular news, the regular media.
Right.
Like they can speculate all they want.
Exactly.
And then they can just backtrack.
So it's important when you identify the risk you want to take that you take it in a way where you know why you own it. And I complained for this for 30 years. I know people that will spend more time planning their vacation than they will understanding their investments. And if you ask yourself, do you plan more time taking your vacation than you do when you buy a stock? And if you don't, then you know the answer is you're just gambling. Wow.
Hey, we are in Vegas.
We went backwards there. That was look what our show looked like. Oh, wow.
That was in California.
Yeah,
Wow,
that
that
was
was
it.
in
The old
California.
Yeah,
at
that's.
my old house.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I know that room. Yep.
Wow, that was crazy. Look at me too. My face was shaved then. Wow. Well, we got the thesis trade there.
Yeah,
Jason, I
for
put on a
sure.
little bit of Freeport McMoran this week as it got clobbered and it pulled back for sure. For those of you in the audience, we're going to pull up the Freeport McMoran.
Yeah, I mean, who needs copper in this world when you have AMC movie theaters?
When in doubt, I think you just put everything in AMC. By the way, that's a joke. We're kidding around
Yeah,
here.
we're totally joking.
We go to the 5-day. Look at the pullback there on Freeport. Pretty substantial. Starts off around $41. We're buying it in the 34, 35 range. Of course, obviously, we own a lot of Alzamen because it went public, and we're the biggest shareholders of ALZN. What else did we add this week? Oh, on a pullback, we bought Occidental Petroleum at 28.36 OXI.
Correct.
And today we bought a little bit more ExxonMobil. So we're long 2 oil stocks.
Don't forget our silver.
Naked Brands.
We
We're
got a-
long that.
You long silver?
Yeah, we got AG.
Okay, man. Let's get to AG.
Yes.
I want you guys to know, all you home gamers, it is possible to have his timing as bad as me at times.
We did have bad time.
We literally bought this. I'm not joking. The very next day, it got pummeled. You can see this, right? Here we buying on this. If you're looking at the chart, if you're on the radio, you'll see a stock 1750 to 1850. We paid 1825, and proceeded the very next day for it to pull back to well, look at. I don't know where to start.
Completely
here.
out of your control.
Yeah, we got smoked.
We got smoked.
We are long First Majestic Silver. We don't have a small bet there.
We
That's
got
relative.
We got a nice bet.
Yeah, I got a nice bet in silver.
Keith
And
Neumeyer.
so far, we are going the wrong way. Come on, Neumeyer.
Dude, well, I'm not even concerned in this in the least
Yeah.
bit.
I mean, it's not like the underlying reasoning behind the trade was wrong.
No,
did- it
but
was a-
sometimes
it's
you
a right
buy
trade.
things you got bad timing, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean, you know.
This
Right.
is a marquee mining company. Marquee.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't care.
You
It
didn't
just
know
got
that dollar was
upgraded by
gonna go.
Wainwright to 24. I mean, this is a great CEO. He's out there in the media, kind of like you are, Todd, answering questions, being forthcoming, talking about what goes on behind the scenes. He's very, very intelligent. He started his career like 33 years ago in copper, believe it or not. And he's founder and CEO of First Majestic Silver, 2001 range, I believe. Built himself a monster mining company. He's not a geologist. He came from investment banking. And he's very clear on that because there's a lot of failed mining companies that are headed by geologists. And that's just something that he's found to not be a winning formula for some reason. The geologists belong out in the mountains. So keep an eye on First Majestic. I think the dollar can't stay this strong forever. Then again, I don't know if I want to bet against the Federal Reserve.
This is what I mean.
However, silver and gold have been around longer than the Federal Reserve.
True.
And they're not making more silver and gold on the earth. And we are increasing our use of silver in solar panels, green technology, electric vehicles. In fact, electric vehicles use 3 to 1 more silver and copper than internal combustion engine vehicles. So let's just keep our eyes on it.
Yeah.
We had a monster move in SSNT today. Sam, Nancy, Tom on the NASDAQ, silver, Silver Sun Technologies. We have a big position, 14%. We filed that in a 13D. The stock moved very nicely today. They are a software aggregator and cybersecurity company. I can't talk a lot about that other than we have filed the 13D. We are a large shareholder of SSNT. We're activist investors, so when we file a 13D, we intend to influence management. We intend to do something and encourage management to make a change or to do something we think will help increase shareholder value. Obviously, I'm the executive chairman of Ault Global, which is DPW on the New York American. Won't be DPW symbol forever, though. That symbol will be changing soon. That'll be exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you think about Biogen this week? They got approval last week. You know, I think you got a lot of FDA people on the panel resigning. I am the largest owner, a big shareholder, actually the biggest shareholder of a Alzheimer's company now that's public. So yeah, I think I'm a little biased on what we think we have versus what they have.
We're short Biogen
For full disclosure, we are short Biogen.
from 290.
No, that was 390.
I'm sorry, 390.
390.
Pardon me.
I don't know the CBLAQ.
This was from yesterday. I remember
you were
Jitendra
supposed to look at
asking.
that.
Yeah, I looked at it. Jitendra, this thing's, they filed Chapter 11, Restructuring Support Agreement, RSA. They got properties in decent locations: North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Florida. But it's just a no-go for me. They're doing restructuring. I'm not interested. So that's.
I love that.
I think
I'm just
it's
not interested.
I think it's important to understand that the Hertz Rent-A-Car bankruptcy
Yeah.
that ended up turning out to be okay for some shareholders if they bought it lower in bankruptcy. Those are unusual circumstances, a rarity.
Yeah.
Bankruptcy equity holders usually get pile drived. And my hat's off to the people. I thought Hertz was going to be a big deal. I for one of them couldn't understand why they couldn't just raise equity, but they were in the middle of a pandemic. They kind of got caught up in that, and then all those used cars became massively valuable suddenly.
Yeah,
right?
suddenly.
One of the things that I wanted to talk about and positioning, we'll go into the section 3 here. We're going to cover next week what's going on in the used car market. The average car on the road is 16 years old. Something's going on there.
Is that right?
16 years old.
I think it is. Buy and hold.
60 people are buying, holding cars, man. And so we're going to talk about the average age of the car and the fleet out there. 280 million cars in the U.S. with an average age of 16 years
I don't
old.
believe it.
I think it's 12 to 16.
My man.
Where's the source data?
I'll get you the source.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know what that reminds me of? You remember in Rocky 4 when Rocky was in Russia?
Yeah,
And they
of
had
course.
that sweet, like, 80
Mercedes?
Oh, the turbo
Heck-
diesel?
Heck yeah,
I'm
with the
like,
chains on the
Yeah, I
tires?
don't mind driving that thing. I'll hold
With the
that
KGB inside?
I'll hold that for 20 years.
Well, that's a sweet ride.
Vincent,
Oh, man.
Heck
Vincent
yeah.
says, good move on changing DPW ticker.
I knew you would know that one.
Yo, absolutely.
Vincent, it was always the plan. If you followed me back in 2017, it was always the plan to build a holding company, change its name, and grow the asset base. We continue to do that. Unfortunately, our shareholders are very short term. We have a lot of traders, and we had a lot of volatility in 18 because of
Crypto,
and really crazy stuff that happened.
Yeah.
I haven't, Peter, the new symbol has not been assigned, and that won't really be changing till towards the end of September, I believe. But I'll keep you informed when I know the symbol has been approved. You want to hear something funny? I'm going to tell you a funny story. I'm not joking around. Will Horn, we were trying to pick the symbol. He said, Todd. T-O-D-D.
Get out of here.
I
like
busted
that.
up laughing. He wanted the symbol of Ault Global to be Todd.
Could you imagine?
Oh my God.
That would be
If I
great.
had haters already, it would be official.
You could just go on there and we go on and be like, this is Todd.
Yeah.
I'm executive chairman of Todd.
Yeah. I'm Todd,
God.
the executive chairman of
Of
Todd.
Ault Global, no. Ault
Yeah.
Global
Well,
Holdings.
oh,
is a
yeah.
symbol.
You know what I mean,
Come
though.
on,
Ticker
man.
symbol
Let's
Todd.
But yeah.
Get your money right.
Get your money right, man.
All right. Listen, as we shift to the bigger picture, and we talk about what's going on in the marketplace,
I love it.
momentum, volume, news catalysts, I want to turn over the show a little bit to Marshall, Macro with Marshall,
Yes, sir.
who is a big thinker, a big talker, and has a big head because he went to Harvard.
Oh, and I back it up, dog.
Let's go.
Well, what I wanted to talk about today was the St. Louis Fed Bullard comes out and says, contradictory to what the FOMC meeting, what Powell came out with earlier this week, was obviously rates unchanged. And then in 2023, 2 rate hikes.
Yeah.
Bullard says, really make it 2022.
Yep.
And so this is what I mean. We're getting information from authorities that trigger market reactions, and they're not necessarily correct. I mean, we all kind of know that instinctually, but in a world of extremes with massive exuberance in the markets where your money and your future is at play, I really think we got to be very careful with the decisions that we make in investing. Like Todd says, you spend more time planning your vacations than you do planning your investments for the rest of your life. So, you know, what we've been saying on this show, Jason and I and Todd and Skyla, is we recognize inflation's here and it's going to continue to grow. And we know that there's a system that's trying to kill an alternative system that lives out there, which is the DeFi, which is the avenue for freedom for, Main Street America. And when I read that from Bullard, I said, a St. Louis Fed contradicting Powell.
Yeah.
Like 2 days later, right?
Yeah.
So that's a big thing. I wanted to touch on that in case you guys didn't see that, or maybe that story got lost in the sauce
I saw
a
it
bit.
this morning on CNBC.
Yeah,
and
that's
I
a
was
big
like,
deal to
I was
me.
thinking to myself, I wonder if he's a dog for a dog. You know, what do you call that? Dog bone. You know, out there jawboning for the Fed.
He's a pumper.
No, I mean he's jawboning. He's clearly jawboning. Yeah.
It's just it makes no sense.
Yeah, but I mean that's a big thing, man. And you have a big responsibility, a big title. If you're not going to toe the line, you're going to create a state of confusion. And so if you're going to create a state of confusion in the markets, man, we're all in trouble based on how, extreme everything's been
Everyone
lately.
has a bias too, by the way. Just because they're
Yeah.
feds doesn't mean they don't have a bias. So
Yeah.
just keep that in mind.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, those of you on the radio, 1150 Los Angeles and Orange County, thank you for tuning in. And those of you globally who are listening to us on the iHeartRadio app under the Patriot Network, we appreciate you. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers around the world.
Yeah.
And the military personnel serving overseas, we thank you for your service. And I mean that. My dad was a CB in Vietnam. Got all that Agent Orange spread all over him.
Man.
Got
Wow.
kidney cancer.
Yeah.
Wow.
But strong guy, 75, Alzheimer's now, doesn't even recognize me. Saw him the other day, doesn't even know who I am. Let's move on. Marshall, you're talking about copper and commodities. I was curious as your thoughts, or do you think we already covered that?
No, I just wanted to say, to keep in mind when as it relates to copper and commodities. Well, obviously we're talking about the dollar ripping, and we spoke about it yesterday. That it's unlikely to have to be in a position where, or have a current market condition where the dollars is running and commodities are running concurrent. Right, they're opposites of each other, right? But what sparked the commodity run in the first place, it's like a perfect storm, basically. What sparked it in the first place was the Chinese demand. If you remember, a few days ago, we covered the fact that China said to all of their state-owned manufacturers and non-state-owned manufacturers to limit their exposure to overseas copper.
Yep.
And that they're going to sell their state-owned reserve caches to their own manufacturing companies to stave off inflation. So this is going to continue, and I believe that copper is probably where it's going to stay. It's found its footing. I don't think it's going to continue to run. Okay, and I'm talking about all commodities actually too. The relate iron ore and copper.
Yeah.
However, like I said earlier, and I kind of alluded to it when I was talking to Todd about government intervention, when government dollars start entering the system for green initiatives, right? When government dollars start entering the system for construction materials, for infrastructure costs, et cetera, the infrastructure bill, which is forthcoming, then we're going to see the resurgence of a commodity super. I still believe we're in a super cycle, but I think for the time being, we flattened out.
This the transitory inflation they like
long
to,
short.
So yeah, like for example, Nick, if you go to my screen here, U.S. home rental prices hit highest level in 2 years.
Yeah.
So generally speaking, Marshall, you can speak on this because
Yeah,
you
man.
have great experience on this. So when generally speaking,
Yes.
when you either have it one way or the other, either home prices are affordable and rents are high,
Yeah.
or the other way around, rents are low and buying homes is high.
Yeah.
You have now both scenarios where you're paying up.
Yeah.
And that's
Weird.
What's happening though is they're trimming the disposable income from the everyday Americans. They're doing it at the gas pumps. They're doing it at the grocery stores. The disposable income is being spent more on utility costs, energy costs. Now you have home costs.
Yes.
I mean, the everyday American's being pulled in so many different directions, and that purse and that pocketbook
Yes.
is being spread out all over the place. So how are they able to save? How is anything going to happen where there's wealth? I know during COVID, because of all the helicopter money, because of all the stimulus,
Yep.
Americans were living high on the hog, so to speak.
Yes.
I mean, you're seeing just people going out, making large purchases.
Yes.
But now we're coming back to reality where people have to go back to work and actually make less money than the government was giving them in some places.
Yep.
This is quite interesting. You're seeing this.
They're being torn asunder.
Yeah.
And what really, just to answer that question, what they need to do is they have to earn more money. There's no way around this.
That's true.
You have to earn more money. So we're talking about investing, and we're typically talking to people who have money and they have money at play, and this show is called Risk On.
Yeah.
But when we're talking about rental home prices, this is landlords needing to make money because they've had moratoriums.
That's a big point.
And they're behind on loans, so they're jacking up the rent. That's what that article is referring to.
That's a huge point. And then all perception is they're demonizing like investors or landlords, if you will, demonizing them.
Yeah.
Like, how dare you want to charge a fair rate for your property for someone to live in?
Oh, yeah. Well, again, it goes back to force majeure. You pull the
Yeah.
plug, and now I'm left holding the bag. But the problem, the major problem is we're getting away from entrepreneurship and capitalism and the American dream for Americans to earn money and start businesses and grow cash flow and revenue because they've been fed all this money.
And you guys are in New York a lot, so you
Yeah.
can speak to this a lot. It's depressing, right? What, all the
Extremely.
small businesses?
Yeah, exactly.
Very.
It's extremely depressing. So the answer out of this is that figure out a way, build your skill. If you're a guy who isn't accredited and doesn't have all this money, what we're talking about, moving millions around, et cetera, you're a guy trying to find his way, you have to earn more cash. There is no other way. And then once you get the cash, you got to buy property. If you can't buy real estate, buy crypto.
And that's where, you know what, and just one more thing, and I'm going to let Todd speak on this. This is where the thesis for you, Marshall, and why you came aboard here,
Yeah.
and we have your great skill set because we're looking to obtain real estate. We're looking to obtain hard assets and wealth.
Exactly.
And then you guys are the experts. And then when you guys speak about that, and there could be opportunities for other people. I'm not saying there are, but there could be opportunities for other people to, join that type of investment. And
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. So,
Absolutely.
Speaking of real estate, I saw
Great
a very
insight.
interesting thing on CNBC today about community in Arizona, 2,500 homes, and it's an all rental community. It's built for only rental. And I saw them partnering up with a company this morning. I thought that was interesting. These places are about 750 to 1,000 square foot homes that are for rental only, but they're single family homes with amenities, pools, parks, etc. Proud of not living in sort of the communal apartment building, which
Yeah.
is really more garden living, where you have your own home, your own yard, etc. But at the rental communities, and everyone in there is a rental. There is no opportunity to buy them.
yeah.
And have you seen this?
I haven't seen this, no.
Can't wait to share with you.
Yeah.
Because I love affordable housing, as you know.
Yes.
And I thought, well, this is a really interesting idea. We're giving people the opportunity to do that. Hey, Marshall and I and a group of GPs are building. I was about to say, I wonder how much, Marshall, you have the details of this.
Yeah.
But we're building 39 townhomes outside of Atlanta. I think in a place called Buckhead,
Yeah.
around the Buckhead area. So I'm pretty excited about that. And we're gonna have a lot of these opportunities in real estate coming up where you guys can invest with us. I'm really excited about that space.
I'm seeing the chat. There's a lot of firepower here talking about investing in real estate.
The reason I love the space so much is that I want to be clear with everyone. I love this demographic of like rents that are reasonable that people can afford. As an investor, you're passing the renter on an opportunity to afford something nice, and you're getting paid, but you always have demand in that space, sort of that sell to the masses, not the classes, right? Where you're not selling super high end like in New York, where Marshall, not everyone can afford the apartment building you do, but you're a successful guy. I would be fearful of that area because I think how many people
Me
can
too.
afford where you live, right?
Great
but
building,
I'm okay to be sort of more middle of the road in terms of the cost structure of where I would invest in real estate, and it's just something that when you do it, it forces you to hold it. You're not looking at the market every day, trading the value of it every day. You're allowing that money to compound. So I'm super excited that we're finally going to be able to open up the real estate opportunities that we have. I know we're into section 4, Marshall, but I want you to cover Renaissance because I thought it was too important to understand. This is the world-class Jim Simons, like one of the biggest and the most dominant hedge fund in the world. One of the most.
Yeah.
And talk about redemptions
Yeah.
there.
What's interesting is that if you go on YouTube and look up Jim Simons, there's a documentary about him, about the genius of the market, how he
for
broke
sure.
it.
Right.
And to hear today that there was 11 billion in redemption, so that's client redemptions from them, from the
Big
fund.
fund, though. I mean, billions, hundreds of billions in the fund.
However, what I've heard is that now they're trading just mainly their own internal money.
For the longest time, they have limited their client base, and I do know they've made so much money that eventually all the money belonged to the partners that trade it.
Yeah.
So that seems to typically happen with a hedge fund is that you typically over time get holders that become kind of weak hands. They need the money. Maybe they're a pension plan that wants to put the money somewhere else.
Yeah.
Maybe if you're an individual, you're retiring. And so eventually if the fund does well, the partners become the biggest partner in the fund.
Yes, that's one.
typical.
That's one of the complaints.
Yeah.
I mean, in 2020 they were down -31
It was their worst year, I think, ever. Maybe
Ever.
their first loss ever.
in
too.
a soaring market.
yeah.
Yeah, that's
So the reason why I think this is important is because it speaks to the greater picture that even the masters of the universe who have had typical markets under wraps in the palm of their hands can't play this market right now.
hey, some of these hedgies got really greedy, decided to take on Wall Street bets like Melvin Capital.
Yes.
Yeah, they got to hand it to them.
Oh, man, big time.
So you got things like that
So
are
we're
kind
in a
of
new world.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
Where are we in the joke segment yet?
No, but we can.
No,
be.
we're in a. I think we're moving to big business now.
Yeah, we're in the real estate sector. Yeah, we're talking about.
We're
big
further
business.
down, aren't we?
I don't think we got quite there yet.
Yeah.
We're not kind of lined up here.
Sorry
Sorry about that.
We're moving into the big business segue.
I think we went over a little bit.
Are
but
we gonna,
that's okay.
Marsh? You want to take this part?
Yeah, I just wanted to jump on top of this because I got a DM yesterday after I discussed the big business call on the show, and I want to let everybody know it's real. We are really doing a call. Todd and I are going to be on a call one night a week between 60 and 90 minutes, and we're going to get in the weeds on everything. So it's worth it, and it's true. That's what's happening. I think what may have happened is there's a confusion between the big business with Todd Ault call and then the calls that I have with my Builders Circle and Winner Circle. They don't contradict. I'll be there with Todd. It's a real thing. So if you guys want to get some one-on-one time with us, it's the place to be. Believe me, we'll take your game to the next level. Believe me.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Love it.
we have a really home remodeling is booming according to Vincent.
Yeah, it is. The remodeling game is. I work with contractors that do that work, kitchens and baths and siding and roofs. That is booming right now because people want to put money back in their asset because they want to move because they think they're going to get top prices.
Sure.
You know, Papa G's sourcing some potential spots in Pennsylvania, building, stuff like that. He's reached out to me. He's doing a couple of his own renovations. I got some pictures.
Okay.
We need to share those on, and maybe Monday we can share those.
I'd love to see it.
If you're going to get involved in the big business call with Todd Ault and Marshall Wilkinson, you gotta go to. We'd like you to. You don't gotta do anything. 949-799-1831. 949-799-1831. Type in big in the text, BIG.
Yeah.
And we will get you on the call. We'll talk about what we're going to be doing. As things kind of open up for us, it's going to be a little easier for us to share about the conference that's coming up, the real
Yes.
estate deals we have. And listen, even if you're not accredited, it means you don't have a net worth of $1 million. It's okay. Get on the call. It doesn't matter. We want you on there. We have opportunities with Lance. If you're not accredited, you want to figure out a way to maybe scale some property and
Yes.
find some property, make some extra money.
Yep.
I got to be honest with you. The Lance thing for real estate, look, I want to look the audience in the eye. I would not let anybody on the program that I didn't think could help you make money. And I've agreed to sponsor a friend of mine to take Lance's course so I can see it in real time.
Yeah.
But as you know him a while, as
Yes.
we gain confidence in his ability to train people to do this, I'm fascinated about that section of the real estate market.
We spent 2.5 hours last night.
Yeah.
And Lance was so kind to walk me through everything. And, I have a pretty good background in mortgage banking, finance, real estate a little bit. He made my head spin. This guy is the real deal.
Yeah, he's super competent. He's been
Yes.
doing it for a long time.
Rod Wilson,
Legit.
it is a group call. It is a
Yeah.
call that takes place that's led by myself and Marshall, and it will be about the 32 years of stuff I've done, what you're doing in your business, and we want to talk to you. So, listen, obviously this call is for people who want to make more money, who want to invest in real estate, who maybe trade stocks or invest in stocks, or want to understand cryptocurrency, or want to understand how to buy land and develop it, or Marshall, what else you want to add there,
I
man?
mean, and anything else regarding your business, sales, negotiation, and closing, and managing people, and putting systems in place.
Yep.
I mean everything. And
if you have a business,
IPO.
Relationship building
if
for
you have a
sure.
business you
Yes.
own right now, and you want to take it to the next level, I would argue that I have bought and sold businesses that are public and private. I bought a business that I bought for $3.7 million. It got sold for $120 million to Stryker. Unfortunately, 9 years later, I thought it would be a lot faster, but it took 9 years. I was an investor in Taco Cabana, which sold to private equity, and I recently took a company public that I started with $8,000, and on the first day, it traded to around. I want to be clear because everyone will jump on me about this. It traded to around $3 billion the first day. It's bound down to a reasonable price now, probably. Who knows? I can't comment on reasonability about these biotechs.
Yeah.
But that company I started with $8,000, and with the help of a lot of people and investors, it went public for about $425 million. These are factual statements.
Yep.
And it swelled to about $3 billion first day. And we're really optimistic about the future. Read the prospectus. ALZN is the symbol. Just went public. I can't give you anyone the guidance to buy it. Don't listen to me. I already own a ton of it. Go do your own research.
Amazing
please.
story, though,
Yeah.
man. Really.
In our last 10 minutes here,
I want to say Papa Gorilla said he was going to be on the call, so I'm looking forward to talking to you and meeting you, man.
Double Trouble Eric. He looks like he's flipping houses with a contractor in L.A. sourcing opportunities.
Double Trouble needs to be on that call and needs to wear that shirt.
well, he's going to be presenting at the. No, not
No, he's
presenting.
gonna be performing.
He's
He's
playing.
going to be performing at the conference.
Yeah, LA Story.
LA
Yeah.
Story.
Awesome.
I'm excited about that. Actually, we're looking at a venue to make sure that you have all the things you need to be able to perform and everyone can enjoy the night. Looking at some outdoor possibilities there at night by the pool,
It's perfect time.
cocktail party
Time of
stuff.
year.
It's going to be fun.
Yep.
LA Story.
The third apologizes for being late to the party today. Hey, that's okay. The third.
The third?
Yeah, he's here now. Though.
Okay.
That's good.
Hey, I want to jump around here a little bit because we're in the fifth segment. And it's getting a little bit messy. Sky, let's go to the joke of the day.
All right. So, what happens when you touch Dwayne Johnson's butt? You hit rock bottom.
You hit rock
Here we are.
bottom.
We are a jokester group. That's what we do here. Hey guys, any thoughts on Torch? Yes, we sold too early. What a mistake there. I listen to it every single day. Oh, there's JB Ballin. He's in the house. Can't wait to meet the Risk on Army at the conference. I
Yeah.
will rock it, guarantee it. That's from
Yeah.
Double Trouble. Dive Adventures. Ben, what about Shiba Inu? Any thoughts? Does it have a future?
I don't think it does.
Marshall, that's up to you. What the heck is that?
I just don't take any of this stuff seriously, and I don't want to lend credibility to something that's a joke.
Yeah, I don't even know how to buy that. There's a complex situation. There's a process to buy that.
It's an offshoot of the Doge because the Dogecoin is a Shiba Inu logo because it was made as a joke,
Right.
And Elon Musk likes poking the bear and making fun, and it doesn't have my eye, man. I am not a fan.
Andrew Mills says, I like AGNC REIT, 9% dividend, double revenue, $9 billion market cap, January 23rd calls. He's buying the leaps.
Wow.
Get your dividend right, man.
Dividend right.
Yeah. You know what? That's
Torch.
Patrick is late. Patrick says, what's up, Todd, Jason, and Marshall? I'm late. You're never late, man. Never too late.
How we doing, Patrick?
Not
Hey,
how you start,
Patrick.
it's how you finish. That's my whole motto, right?
Yes.
Not how you start, it's how you finish.
And you, my
That's it,
friend,
man.
are a finisher.
Eventually.
Beautiful.
In walks Randy Kepper. Randy, you have a very limited window because we're on the radio show. Say hello to everyone on the radio. KEIB 1150 Los Angeles and Orange County. Go!
Hello, Los Angeles
And the
Hello.
world, because you're on the Patriot Network.
and the world, Patriot Network.
Hey, what's going on, my man?
Greetings, guys. Well, tonight we got Game 3 of the Stanley Cup semifinal series, Vegas Golden Knights and Montreal Canadiens. It's one game apiece now. Vegas lost on Wednesday night, unfortunately. They played good. They almost came back at the end, but that'll be an interesting series. And then Tampa Bay and the New York Islanders are on the other side. They're one game apiece, too, so,
Let's go Isles.
yeah.
I kind of want the Lightning.
Oh my God, I'm a Long Islander, man. Let me guess, you're for Vegas, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it could be Marshall that they match up in the finals here. So
Awesome, man.
Or it could be Tampa Bay. So one of you guys your team's gonna
I mean,
be
I like
in.
the Islanders.
Randy,
too.
we want to make sure
Yeah.
that this Wednesday, the 23rd, that you're ready for the 100th episode of what could be the greatest show about risk ever. Now, that's a forward-looking statement if I've ever heard it. It may
Yeah.
not be true, but you better be ready and bring it on, my man.
Yeah, for sure.
Bring it on.
For sure.
Marshall, what do you think about the 100th episode?
I can't wait. I think it's fantastic.
We're going to
man.
give away stuff. We're going to do it.
We're giving away some Dogecoin or something?
We're
What are we
giving away
doing?
stuff. I'm
I'll be in a
telling
tuxedo.
You, little maybe Satoshi.
With a carnation in my teeth.
I don't know what's happening here. I don't know.
Hey, did you guys see the Star Spangled Banner at the Islander games?
No.
Oh, you haven't seen that? How the singer stopped singing, and just the whole
The crowd does it?
the crowd does it, and that's,
that's
Long
awesome.
Island, man.
That's
I love
awesome.
it.
Yeah,
Love it.
no,
Nice.
it's great.
That's awesome.
Randy, got anything else?
Yeah, we got a big weekend of racing ahead. Formula One will be in France at the Paul Ricard circuit. So that'll be interesting to see. Now, is Mercedes really on their back foot now, like it's been the last two races, or was that just an anomaly? We'll have to see if they're going to come back strong here. I'm hoping Ferrari shows up again and Red Bull can take them out. Everybody's a little bit tired of Lewis Hamilton, I think. So
Yeah, man.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see there what happens. And then on Indy Car, it's a beautiful road circuit they're racing on in Wisconsin called Road America. And that's interesting as well because, in Indy Car, anybody can win any week. But Pato O'Ward's leading the championship now, and he's got a lot of momentum. And he almost won there last year, his first race. He ended up finishing second. He lost with 2 laps to go. His tires got shot, and he got passed with 2 laps to go. I was really bummed last year about that. But he knows the track well. He'll be strong. So, yeah, exciting weekend of racing coming up, guys.
Hey, listen, I want to make sure everyone understands. I got a lot of texts, emails, and calls. Thank you so much for all the well wishes about the IPO that happened on Tuesday. Alzheimer's Neuro, after 6 years, we founded it with the University of South Florida, got 2 licenses for a vaccine and treatment for Alzheimer's and many other neurodegenerative diseases, including psychiatric care. But Alzheimer's is my primary topic. My father will not make it with these 2 drugs, but hopefully someone else's father or mother, son or daughter will be able to benefit from. This is our hope. I'm gratefully appreciative. I know a lot of you I haven't gotten back to, but I promise you I will be responding. And those of you who are all the shareholders and sponsored us for all those years, we're super grateful. You guys know who you are. We love you. I love you. Don't forget to text 949-799-1831, 949-799-1831, and put in BIG if you're going to be on the big business call with Todd Ault and Marshall Wilkinson. It is a important first step as we roll out some of the real estate projects we have, the things that we want to do. We're very transparent. One thing you're going to love about what Marshall and I do and Jason is transparency. And it's not a mistake that we got a guy with $2 billion worth of transactions under his belt like Marshall joining the team. But keep in mind, he grew up in a family with billions of dollars of transactions.
Yeah.
It's not a mistake that Jason's here, who grew up in mortgage banking, worked for banks in Florida, understands banking, has a wife that is involved in real estate. This is a team that's being put together to do the right thing. I worked on the syndicate desk for Witter, and from, I think, 93 to about 96 or 97, every single REIT ever in America. And I never can say every, so let me pre-qualify by saying most REITs, Kilroy, Massrich, Avalon Bay, you name it, came across my desk as they went public. And this is a topic I love. This is part of the whole risk-on philosophy where you look at things and say, I don't believe in diversification the way the standard person does. I believe in knowing what you're investing in and loading up, and that is your diversification because you know it so well. So, yeah, real estate, we're in cryptocurrency, we trade, we're in medical devices, we're in biotech, but some of this stuff is very concentrated, and there won't be a single piece of real estate that you put money in that I won't be side by side with you, that Marshall won't be side by side with you, that Jason won't be side by side with you. Our money will be in the same project. We buy them first and we bring them to you. Marshall, with 2 minutes to go, I'm going to leave it to you and Jason to wrap it up.
Hey, you know what? Next week we'll get into the handling objections part.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No, it's
Yeah.
okay. We're running out.
Yeah.
Dude, great show. We had so much to cover today. I wanted to say I'm really looking forward to the 100th episode.
Yeah.
I love the Risk on Army. We're going to be in Miami this weekend, so if you want to come down and see us, we're going to be at the Fountain Blue at a conference.
Yeah.
And love being here.
Hey, if you're going to be in Miami, text us at 949-799-1831 and let us know you're there. I'm already seeing the congressman, man. I look forward to dinner with you Monday night. You know who you are. Congressman, it's going to be great to get back together and see you. You will not be in Miami, you baby.
I will.
Yeah,
I'll
you
be
reconsidering?
Look at the chips.
I'll be putting some chips in the middle
Jason's
here.
in
Look at the chips.
Jason's in $1 million poker tournament this weekend.
Nick, here's the Win Classic. Let me give a shout out to the Win here on my screen, if you don't mind, real quick. Looks
Nice.
like we're going to play some poker here at the Win Classic. Let me just scroll down and show you what we're playing. June the 18th. Let me just make this. We got about a minute left here. We're going to play this Win Classic $1 million buy-in. Or I'm sorry, excuse me, $1 million guarantee.
Guarantee. I say
It's
buy-in. Don't
it's-
get carried away.
No, it costs $1,600 to get in.
Wow.
And first place should be at least 300,000 or
Hey,
so.
thank you for joining us on the radio. It is Father's Day for you on the radio. It is the 18th of June. A special happy anniversary to my parents who have been married more than 35 years.
Wow.
Nice.
My dad doesn't probably remember, but my mom does. Everybody take care. Have a safe weekend. And we'll see you on Monday from Miami. Jason will be in studio. Take care, everyone.